Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. I want to tell you something very honest, something most teachers never say. If you've been learning English for weeks, months, or even years, and still feel nervous, confused, or shy when it's time to speak, it's not your fault. You're not broken. You're not slow. You were simply never shown how people actually talk in English. You were given grammar rules, vocabulary lists, maybe even pronunciation exercises. But when you listen to real people, speak in real English, in movies, in interviews, on the street, on YouTube, it feels like they're speaking something different. They speak fast. They skip words. They connect sounds. They say, lemme, gonna, wanna, ya, instead of you. And suddenly you feel lost again. That ends right here, right now. In this video, I will teach you step by step how people talk in English. Not the English of exams, not the English of boring textbooks, the English of real people, real life, real conversation. You're going to understand the truth, learn the patterns, and finally speak English like people actually speak it. This video is for you if you understand English but can't speak fluently. You think in your language and translate every sentence. You speak clearly, but people say it sounds unnatural. You want to speak better, faster, and more confidently. And if you listen till the end, I promise, this video will change the way you speak English for the rest of your life. So don't skip, don't rush, don't leave early. Grab a notebook, listen carefully. And if you're serious about learning English the right way, subscribe to our channel right now, because this is where English becomes real, honest, and powerful. Let's begin. Part 1. Why you don't sound natural. In English. Let's be honest again. You want to speak English like native speakers, right? But when you try to speak, something feels off. You feel like you're thinking too much. Your sentences feel slow, and you can't understand fast English when someone replies. Now here's the truth. The problem is not your English. The problem is the system you followed. You were taught English like a subject, not a language. You were taught rules, not real conversation. Let me show you 5 powerful reasons why you don't sound natural in English. And these are honest, real truths most teachers ignore. 1. You think in your native language and translate. Every time you speak, you build a sentence in your own language, then try to translate it into English in your head. That creates delay, confusion, hesitation. Native speakers never do that. They don't think and translate. They just speak what they feel. You must train your brain to think in English, like a habit. We'll talk more about how to do this in later parts. 2. You use textbook English, not real English. Most learners say things like, I am fine, thank you. My hobbies are reading books and listening to music. Could you please tell me your name? Sounds polite, sounds correct. But guess what? Nobody talks like that. That's robot English. Real people say, hey, what's up? Yeah, I like reading. Hey, I'm Sarah. You? If you want to sound natural, you must stop trying to sound perfect and start trying to sound real. 3. You speak too slowly and carefully. You're afraid to make mistakes, so you speak one word at a time. And the listener loses interest because real conversation is fast, casual, and flowing. Even native speakers make mistakes. They just keep talking. You don't have to be slow to be correct. You have to be confident to be understood. 4. You don't practice like people actually speak. You memorize grammar. You write essays. You listen to slow learning English CDs. But that's not how people speak. People interrupt. People change subjects. People say, you know, like, anyway, all the time. To sound like them, you have to listen to them. Copy them. Shadow them. Speak like them. Real English is messy. You must practice messy. 5. You're focused on perfection, not communication. You're scared to make mistakes. So you wait for the perfect sentence with the perfect grammar and the perfect word. But guess what? While you're waiting for perfect, a native speaker already said it, full of mistakes, and moved on. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. It's about getting the message across. Children speak broken English, and people understand them. Why? Because they speak without fear, without shame. You need the same freedom. You don't sound natural in English because you were taught the wrong way. But now that you know the truth, you can finally start learning the right way. The way real people actually talk. And once you do, everything will change. Part 2. How people actually talk in English. Let's begin this part with a truth nobody told you. There are actually 2 kinds of English in the world. 1. The English people learn in classrooms, books, and apps. 2. The English people speak in real life, streets, cafes, movies, homes, and meetings. And here's the biggest problem. These 2 Englishes are very, very different. Let's break it down. Situation you learn in class people. Actually say, asking about time. What time is it now? Hey, you got the time? Asking for help? Could you please help me? Hey, can you help me out? Saying you're tired? I am feeling very tired today. Ugh, I'm dead today. Making a suggestion. Shall we go for lunch? Want to grab lunch? Saying you don't know, I do not know the answer. Dunno, or no idea. See the difference? One is formal, slow, long, and robotic. The other is casual, natural, fast, and alive. And that's what people use in real life. If you want to become fluent, you must understand what's happening in this second column and how to use it yourself. Now let me take you step by step through the most important parts of real spoken English and how to master them. 1. Contractions and sound merging. In real speech, we don't say full words like robots. People don't say, I am going to do it after I have finished eating. They say, I'm going to do it after I've finished eating. I am. I'm, you are. You're, they have. They've, he will. He'll, she would have. She'd have, let me, going to. Gonna ka, want to. Wanna example. Textbook. I want to go there because I'm hungry. Real English. I want to go there because I'm hungry. Now you try. Take any sentence and contract it. Turn, I will do it when I have time, into I'll do it when I've got time. That's how people speak. Dropping words. They vanish in speech. Real English doesn't include every word. In casual speech, people drop. Helping verbs, articles, repeating subjects, even entire sentence parts. Examples. Are you coming with me? You coming? Did you eat yet? Eat yet? Do you want to go out? Want to go out? They skip words because in conversation, meaning is more important than grammar. This doesn't mean you should always skip, but you should understand it when you hear it. Connected speech. Everything blends. In real English, words connect like a train. They don't stop cleanly. What are you doing? What you doing? Did you eat yet? Jeet yet? Let me help you. This is called connected speech, where the end of one word connects with the beginning of the next. These connections make English sound fast and hard to understand if you're not used to it. In every language, people say things like, like, well, I mean, kinda, sorta, actually. Anyway, so they're not useless. They're normal. They give speakers time to think. They show hesitation, surprise, emotion. Examples. Well, I mean, I kinda liked it, but, it was weird. So, what do you want to do now? You don't need to use them, but you must understand them. They're part of natural rhythm. Sentence fragments and real reactions. Textbooks say, always speak in full sentences. Real people say, maybe sure. Nope. Probably not. Wow. Seriously? That's crazy. Wait, what? Real conversations are built on tiny fragments, not long, polished sentences. If someone says, did you see what happened yesterday? You don't say, yes, I did see what happened yesterday. You say, yeah. Oh my God, yes. Brother. Unbelievable, I know, right? This is the language of life. This is the English that flows in homes, offices, streets, airports, podcasts. Intonation and emotion. The hidden power. Words are not enough. How you say them changes everything. Compare. Yeah. 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 Yeah, okay. Same word, different meaning. That's intonation, and it's one of the biggest differences between sounding flat and sounding fluent. Start noticing emotions when people talk. Happy, tired, angry, excited. Their tone changes. This is how English becomes alive. Speed and rhythm. Not what you think. People don't speak fast because they say more words per second. They speak fast because they say less of each word. They cut sounds, blend sounds, drop sounds. Example. Did you eat yet? Sounds like DJ eat. You're going to be late. Sounds like you're going to be late. Rhythm is more important than speed. If your sentence has good rhythm, it will feel natural. Even if you say it slowly. Try speaking in chunks. I want to go to the store real quick. That's how English flows. Part 3. How to learn and practice real spoken English. Step by step. Step 1. Change your goal. Stop learning English. Start living English. This is the first and most important change you must make if you want to be fluent. Most people say, I am learning English. But here's the truth. You cannot learn English like you learn math, history, or geography. Math is about numbers. History is about facts. Geography is about places. You study them, you memorize them, you pass exams, and then you forget. But English is not like that. English is not just a subject. English is a living language. It is a language people use to fall in love, argue, do business, order food, cry, tell jokes, dream, and connect with other human beings. If you treat English like a subject, you will always remain a student. You will always feel like you are in a classroom. You will always believe English is something separate from your real life. But if you treat English as something you live in, something you breathe, something that surrounds you every day, you will grow naturally into fluency. How do you live English? Living English means making it part of your daily environment, not just your study time. If you are cooking, say the names of ingredients in English. If you are walking, describe the weather in English. If you are thinking about tomorrow, think about it in English. If you're planning something, plan it in English sentences in your head. You stop waiting for a study hour to use English. You begin living inside English every minute of the day. Imagine two people. Person A studies English for 1 hour every night. They memorize 10 new words. They write 5 grammar exercises. Then they close their book and go back to their daily life in their own language. Person B studies for only 20 minutes, but they live in English all day. They speak to themselves in English. They describe things in English. They watch a video and repeat the sentences. They even argue with themselves in English inside their head. Who will become fluent faster? The second person. Always. Because fluency does not come from hours of study. It comes from the environment you create for your brain. Your brain becomes fluent in the language it lives in. Step 2. Build a daily speaking system. Even if you are completely alone. Now that you understand English must be lived, not studied, you need a daily speaking system. Without a system, you will always rely on motivation. And motivation comes and goes. But a system? A system keeps you moving every day, whether you feel motivated or not. A system is what transforms English from a dream into a reality. And here's the truth. Most learners fail not because they are lazy, not because they are stupid, not because they lack ability. They fail because they don't have a clear system to practice speaking every single day. Think about going to the gym. If you go once in a while when you feel like it, nothing changes. But if you go every day, even for 20 minutes, your muscles grow. The same is true for your mouth, your brain, and your fluency. You need a workout plan for your English speaking muscles. Here is a simple but extremely powerful system you can start today. Speak to yourself, out loud. This is the foundation. Do not wait for a partner. Do not wait for a teacher. Do not wait for a class. Speak to yourself, loudly, out in the open. Talk about what you are doing. I'm making tea right now. I need to clean my room today. I have to finish my project by tomorrow. Describe your thoughts. I feel tired, but I must keep going. I'm worried about the meeting later. I'm excited to watch a new movie. This may feel strange at first, but it is the most powerful way to make English your habit. Mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. Pretend you are talking to another person. And speak for 5 minutes. Choose a topic. Your goals. Your childhood memory. What you did yesterday. What you will do next week. Why does this work? Because the mirror creates pressure. You are looking at yourself. You can see your mouth, your face, your body language. It feels like you are speaking to someone else. This builds confidence and real speaking practice at the same time. Shadowing practice. Shadowing means copying native speakers word for word. How to do it. Choose a short video or podcast, 1 to 2 minutes. Play 10 seconds. Pause. Repeat exactly what you heard. Copy the speed, the tone, the stress, the rhythm. Do not just repeat the words. Repeat the music of the language. This is how you train your mouth to sound natural. How to use this system daily? Spend 10 minutes speaking to yourself, 5 minutes in the mirror, 15 minutes shadowing. That's only 30 minutes. But if you do it every single day, your English will transform. The biggest excuse. I have no one to talk to. This excuse must die today. You don't need someone else to start speaking. Your phone can be your partner. Your mirror can be your partner. Your own voice can be your partner. If you speak daily, even to yourself, you will build fluency. If you wait for others, you will stay silent forever. You want fluency? Build a system. Speak every day, whether alone or with someone. Use the mirror. Use shadowing. Use your own voice. Because fluency is not about where you live. It is not about who you know. It is about whether you create a speaking system and follow it every day. Step 3. Train your brain to think in English. Stop translation forever. One of the biggest reasons people cannot speak fluently is this. They think in their own language first, and then try to translate into English. This process is slow, painful, and unnatural. By the time you translate, the conversation has already moved on. You feel nervous. You lose confidence. You stay silent. To become fluent, you must cut out translation completely. You must train your brain to think directly in English. Translation slows your speed. You pause too much, and people lose interest. Translation creates mistakes, because word order is different in every language. Translation makes you anxious because you are always checking, is this correct? Translation keeps English as a foreign subject in your brain, not a natural voice. Fluent speakers never translate. They see, they feel, they react directly in English. How to train your brain to think in English. This is not magic. This is training, and you can do it daily. The name everything method. Wherever you are, name objects in English. Chair, table, door, window, sky, clouds, street, car, bus, bread, milk, cup, plate. Then expand into small sentences. The chair is heavy. The sky looks beautiful. The bus is crowded today. The milk is cold. This builds instant connection between your brain and English words. The mental movie method. Imagine you are watching a movie in your head. Describe it in English. Example. You are walking home. Say to yourself, I am walking slowly. The road is empty. I see 2 children playing. A dog is barking. I feel tired but peaceful. This makes English your inner voice. The emotional reaction. Method. React to everything in English. When you are happy, say, this is amazing. When you are angry, say, this is annoying. When you are excited, say, I can't wait. When you are tired, say, I need some rest. Why is this powerful? Because it connects English to your feelings. Once English is linked with emotion, it becomes natural and permanent. The 1-minute thinking drill. Every morning, choose one topic. Think about it only in English for 1 full minute. Topic examples. My breakfast. My plan for today. My favorite memory. Something that makes me happy. At first it will feel difficult, but after weeks, your brain will begin choosing English automatically. If you always translate, you will never be fluent. But if you train your brain to think directly in English, fluency will become automatic. From today, let your brain breathe English. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today. Step 4. Train your listening like a speaker, not like a student. Most learners make this mistake. They listen to English only to understand. But fluent speakers listen for 2 things: meaning and patterns. If you only listen for meaning, you understand the message, but you don't improve your own speaking. If you listen for patterns, you catch the way people join words, the way they stress certain sounds, the way they shorten sentences. This is how you learn to speak like real people. Think about how babies learn. They do not read grammar books. They do not translate. They do not study vocabulary lists. They listen for months. Every sound, every rhythm, every emotion. Then suddenly, they begin to speak. your journey is the same. To speak fluently, you must first listen in the right way. How to practice. Listening for fluency. Active listening, with repetition. Choose a short audio clip or video, 30 to 60 seconds. Listen carefully, then play it again, then again. Each time, notice different things. First time, meaning. Second time, pronunciation and speed. Third time, stress and intonation. Fourth time, try to repeat after it. This is how you build speaking power through listening. Shadow listening. Do not just listen silently. Repeat immediately after the speaker, like an echo. If the speaker says, "What are you doing later?" you immediately say, "What are you doing later?" This trains your mouth and your ears at the same time. Listen to different voices. Do not limit yourself to one accent. Listen to American, British, Australian, Canadian speakers. Also listen to non-native fluent speakers. Why? Because fluency is not one accent. Fluency is the ability to understand and respond in any real situation. Break sentences into music. English is not just words. It is rhythm. Listen to how native speakers say, "I don't know. I don't know. Did you eat yet? Yet?" If you only read, you will never learn this music. If you listen carefully, you will. Many learners listen passively for hours but never repeat, never copy, never analyze. This is a waste of time. Listening must be active. You must take the sound and put it into your mouth. Do not listen like a student who wants to pass a test. Listen like a speaker who wants to live in the language. Every time you listen, you are collecting energy for your next sentence. The more carefully you listen, the more powerfully you will speak. Step 5. Use real English, not textbook English. This is one of the greatest reasons learners never sound fluent. They study English for years. They pass exams. They can read newspapers. They can write essays. But when they try to have a simple conversation, they freeze. Why? Because the English they studied is not the English people actually speak. In school or traditional books, you might see sentences like, "How do you do?" "I am fine, thank you. And you?" "Would you like to accompany me to the cinema this evening?" Now compare that to how real people speak. "Hey, what's up?" "I'm good. How about you? Want to catch a movie tonight?" Which one do you hear in daily life? Always the second. If you only study textbook English, 3 things will happen. 1. You will understand very little when people talk casually. 2. You will sound robotic and unnatural when you speak. 3. You will feel disconnected from real conversations. To be fluent, you must learn English as it is spoken, not as it is printed. Where to find real English? Vlogs and YouTube channels. Watch daily life vlogs, not formal lectures. Listen to how they talk to the camera, because that is natural English. TV shows and movies. Not all shows are good for learners, but light dramas, comedies, and reality shows use everyday English. Watch with subtitles, then without, then repeat. Podcasts and interviews. Podcasts are powerful because people speak freely, not from a script. You hear hesitation, slang, fillers, and real sentence patterns. Conversations around you. If you live in an English-speaking environment, listen carefully to how people order food, how they greet each other, how they argue, how they make jokes. How to learn from real English? Collect chunks, not words. Do not write down priority instead. Write down, "It's not my top priority right now." Do not write down convince. Instead, write down, I tried to convince him, but he didn't listen. Because people don't speak in single words. They speak in ready-made chunks. Repeat them aloud. Take every phrase you collect and speak it at least 5 times. Make it part of your muscle memory. Use them immediately. If you learned, that makes sense. Use it in your own conversations today. That is how it sticks. Stop learning the English of classrooms. Start learning the English of real people. Stop copying books. Start copying voices. Because fluency is not about being correct on paper. It's about being connected in real life. Step 6. Track your progress and build unstoppable momentum. Fluency is not built in one day. It is built slowly, piece by piece, step by step. And because it takes time, many learners give up. They feel stuck, they feel lost, and they stop trying. The secret to never giving up is this. Track your progress. When you track your growth, you see proof that you are moving forward. Proof gives motivation. Motivation creates consistency. Consistency builds fluency. Think about fitness. If you go to the gym without tracking, you don't know if you are improving. You lift weights randomly, you run randomly, and after weeks you feel like nothing has changed. But if you write down your progress, the weight you lifted, the distance you ran, you see numbers grow. That gives energy to continue. The same is true for English. Without tracking, you feel lost. With tracking, you feel unstoppable. How to track your English. Daily speaking journal. Every day, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes on any topic. Save the recording. After 30 days, listen to the first and the latest. You will hear the difference. Progress notebook. Write 1 line every day. What new phrase did I use? What mistake did I notice? What did I say better than yesterday? This creates visible proof of progress. Weekly reflection. Every week, ask yourself, did I speak more than last week? Did I use at least 3 new expressions? Do I feel more confident than before? Write your answer honestly. Even small growth matters. Once you see progress, even small progress, you will not want to stop. That is momentum. Momentum means fluency starts pulling you forward instead of you pushing yourself. At first, you push yourself to practice. Later, practice pulls you because you love the progress you see. Fluency is not a dream. It is a system. If you build a system, live in English, think in English, listen carefully, use real phrases, and track your progress, then fluency becomes inevitable. Do not wait for motivation. Create it with proof. And once you see even one small change, let that change carry you to the next and the next, until one day you wake up and realize you are fluent. Part 4. What you must change, step by step. Step 1. Stop saying, "My English is bad." Change how you see yourself first. This is the first and most important change you must make. Because before your mouth can change, before your words can change, before your speaking can improve, your identity must change. Every time you say, "My English is bad," "I can't speak like them," "I'm too old to learn," "I'm not confident," "I always forget words," "People will laugh at me," you are programming your brain to fail. You are giving your mind a command. Stay small. Stay afraid. Don't grow. Don't try. And your brain will obey. You will hesitate. You will overthink. You will stay silent, even when you know what to say. So here is the truth. Your English is not bad. Your intelligence is not low. Your mouth is not broken. What's broken is the belief system you were forced to build. Most English learners were never told this. Your belief about yourself controls your progress more than your grammar, your vocabulary, or your accent. Let me say that again. You can memorize 10,000 English words. You can study grammar for 10 years. But if you still believe, I'm not good enough, you will never speak fluently, because your mouth will stay afraid. From today, I want you to stop introducing yourself as a learner or a beginner. Start seeing yourself as a communicator, speaker, improver, explorer, English user, not just a learner. Even if your English is still basic, your mindset must be fluent. Say things like, I'm working on my English every day. I speak better than I did 30 days ago. I'm training myself to speak naturally. I'm not perfect, but I'm progressing. These statements create a new story in your mind, and your mouth will follow that story. There are two learners with the same level of English. Person A says, I know only a little English. I'm bad at speaking. I always get nervous. Person B says, I'm improving every day. I'm building confidence. I speak without fear now. Guess who will be fluent in 3 months? Person B, even if their grammar is worse. Because confidence plus belief builds momentum, and momentum beats perfection every single time. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror and say these sentences. I'm an English speaker. I'm getting better every day. Mistakes are part of my growth. Fluency is my future, and I'm building it right now. Say it out loud.